do you think of that?
I liked it. It's easy, it's light.
It is all of that. Welcome back, everyone. As you probably guessed from the title and the intro, this is the little rifle that we're going over here today. This is the Ruger 1022 carbon fiber. So Ruger announced this as a new line of their 1022s early in the year, and we are finally getting around to reviewing it. It took us a while to get the rounds through it that I wanted to for this review, but we have done so. But what the heck is it? Well, it is an ultralight version of the Ruger 1022. What is a 1022? So 1022 is probably, I would say, 99% chance the #1 selling 22 caliber rifle ever in American history. It is very, very common. And it is a semi-automatic 22 caliber rifle. It's very affordable, generally speaking. It's very reliable. It's very dependable. That sort of is what the 1022 is known for. And this one here is sort of like the upgraded version of it. That's going to be way lighter and also offers some sort of match grade features. This is the baseline of the carbon fiber version. They also offer a number of different versions with chassis. They offer left-handed versions. They offer a number of different SKUs in the carbon fiber lineup. But this one, what makes it so nifty is from the factory, as it sits, you know, with none of the accoutrement that we have on there right now, it comes in at 3 pounds and 8 ounces. It's lighter than a lot of pellet rifles, which is crazy. When I first picked it up, I thought it was somewhat of a joke, like I was on Punked or something like that, because it really does feel comically light. And honestly, even with everything we have it rigged out with right now, it's still under 5 pounds. So that's just crazy. The heart and soul, of course, of just about any rifle is going to be the barrel. This one has a 16.1 inch barrel. It's got that carbon fiber wrapped tensioning sleeve around it, but on the inside of there, we do have a cold hammer forged stainless barrel. It does have a 1/2x28 thread there on the end. It comes with a thread protector, so that way they're letting you use whatever muzzle device that you want to. On some of the higher end versions, if you will, of the carbon fiber series, they do offer muzzle devices from the factory, but this one just comes with a thread protector. That personally is what I like. Throughout this review, we've been running a number of different suppressors with it. Of course, right now we have the Gemtech on there. We've also used a Surefire offering and I think one other, but that is sort of what makes the rifle tick, if you will. Any semi-automatic rifle, you're going to want a good barrel. This one has it. And then the other big thing, and we're going to get into more details here in just a second, but the other big thing is going to be the stock that this one has. This is the Magpul MOE stock. Very good lightweight stock that has a lot of features as well that we will talk about later on in the video. Before we do that though, what I want to do is head out to the range, shoot some groups. I don't have any fancy match 22 or anything like that, and I just wanted to let you guys see what you can expect with some relatively inexpensive ammo out of a rifle like this. With this setup here, we have the bipod out there on front, and then we have the Burris full field 3-12 scope on there with their BDC reticle. So let's head out there, see what kind of groups we can put down. And before we actually do that, we do need to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is the good folks over at 1775 Coffee. Why do many of us drink coffee? Well, we want it to clear our head, lift our energy, and we don't want to have a crash that you get with a lot of other caffeine sources. So that's what good coffee is supposed to feel like and what it's supposed to do. And that's what you get with 1775 Coffee. Their coffee is organic, single origin, high altitude, and small batch roasted. That means no toxins, acidity, jitters, just smooth, clean coffee that fuels your day without weighing you down. And right now, with their free starter kit, you get 3 bags of premium coffee plus exclusive coffee merch, including a matte black tumbler, frother, gold scoop, or reusable K-cup filter. You pay for 2 bags of coffee, and 1775 covers the rest. Whether you drink whole bean, ground coffee, or K-cup pods, you can just pick from the drop-down menu. This means you're paying less than $1 a cup for quality coffee you won't find in most stores. Head over to 7075coffee.com/GNG and start your morning with coffee that supports your values and your health. Now we're going to print some groups with it. We have a few different loads here, and target is downrange at 50 yards. For 22, I don't really want the wind to play a big role in it. That's why I have it at 50 instead of 100. But first up, we have this Winchester here. This is a 36 grain load, hollow point, copper plated hollow point. The scope on there is the Burris full field 3-12. That one has the BDC reticle in there. And out there on the end, we do have the Gemtech suppressor on there. Other than that, everything is factory, and see how it does. I tell you, the trigger on this gun is fantastic for 1022. All right, next up, we're gonna shoot this stuff here. This is the Winchester Silver Tip 37 grain plated segmenting hollow points. They say it's optimized for handguns. Well, we don't have a handgun, so we'll see how it does. I should note, guys, that all this ammo came from our friends over at Firearms Depot. They supply essentially all the non-9mm ammo here to the channel, and we obviously appreciate it. They have great prices. If you guys haven't ever checked out their site, definitely check it out. It's very, very competitive, which makes it easy to promote. All right, both decent little groups so far for non-match stuff. The last load up we're gonna have is this Winchester. This is the super suppressed. They rated at 1065 in terms of speed that it's going. I don't know, I've tested it, and like it seems out of this particular setup here, about half of them are supersonic and about a half of them will crack the sound barrier. So we'll load them up here and see what kind of accuracy we can get out of it. I haven't printed this stuff on paper yet, so we're gonna find out together. All right, let's go check them out. All of those are pretty decent groups in my opinion for non-match ammo. First up there was that 36 grain bulk stuff. And that group right there, center to center, is right at 1.25 inches on that one. Then we came over here with the 37. Looks like it tightened up a little bit. Yep, definitely did. Yeah, we're right at 1 inch on that one, center to center. And then of course the subsonic stuff. And center to center, right at 1 inch again. So obviously at 50 yards, you got to double that for your MOA. But 2 MOA with a couple planking loads, I will take that. And as I just alluded to, there was no fancy match ammo or anything out there, but those are perfectly acceptable groups in my opinion. I did remove the suppressor there off camera because we can't do that on YouTube, just to let you guys get a look at that barrel crown on there. It is very nice, as you would expect from Ruger with their match carbon fiber barrel. Continuing on down to the actual chassis itself, has a few things going on for it that you guys should be able to easily see there. We have our sling attachment point. You can also mount a bipod on there depending on the type of bipod that you're using. However, we use this one here that mounts up to the M-LOK section, which there are 2 different M-LOK slots on the bottom of the actual chassis itself. Another thing that's nice about the chassis is that it has a flat bottom. So if you're shooting off a bag or any other type of improvised rest, it's going to give you a nice stable surface there to actually, you know, get mounted and take a nice stable steady shot, which of course you do want. It is also free floated, which is exactly what you would want, again from a sort of an upgraded 1022 if you will. And continuing back to the receiver itself, this one, of course, is going to be aluminum, and this does have the optics rail on there from the factory. Some 1022 options will have iron sights, and then we'll just have the receiver itself drilled and tapped, so that way you could add your optics rail if you want to. But this one comes with no iron sights, but with that optics rail from the factory, so that certainly is nice. Of course, you can see there on our bolt, it is a polished stainless steel bolt that Ruger has been using now for a number of years. It has no last round bolt hold open. However, it does come with their standard 10 round capacity magazines. We do have this extended mag release, which I love. I think it's fantastic. It's very easy to use. You just press it and the magazines drop right out. It ships with a standard capacity 10 round rotary box magazine. These things have been around for a while. In my experience, using a number of 1022s over the years, these are the most reliable magazines. Of course, Ruger makes enhanced capacity magazines as well. But these ones, in my opinion, if you want to run reliably, these are kind of your best bet. But of course, if you want increased capacity, they got that. And of course, the 1022 being so popular, there are, I don't even know how many aftermarket magazine options out there, but there are hundreds for sure. And then continuing down here, we have a few things going on with this trigger group that are a little bit different. Like I mentioned, that extended magazine release is fantastic. We have our bolt lock, so you can press that there, and when your bolt goes to the rear, it will stay locked to the rear. A lot of ranges will require folks to show the bolt hold open or the bolt lock to the rear to show clear before they let you go down range and stuff like that. So that option is there with this particular firearm, although again, you don't get the actual last round hold open with the magazine there. And of course, that bolt hold open lever, you can press it again, and that way you can release your bolt when you are ready to fire. The trigger on this one is fantastic. This is Ruger's match trigger from the factory, and we'll see if we can zoom in here for you guys and let you guys get a good look at it there. Of course, you can see that little plunger in the rear. I need to press it slightly, and then we have our brake. On my scale, it breaks right around 2 pounds, 12 ounces, 2 pounds, 13 ounces, depending on where we are actually pressing it. And then of course the reset right there and the brake. It's a very, very good trigger. There are, of course, a ton of aftermarket triggers out there if you guys want to run those in there. That said, I see absolutely no reason why you would have to, because this one is fantastic. Honestly, even the stock 1022 triggers are pretty good. This one just takes it up another level. And continuing on back to the grip there, we have nice grip texture on both sides. Then, of course, we have the serrations there on the front. If you have relatively large hands like I do, you kind of just gobble all that space up. But we handed this gun to a few relatively small statured shooters, and they really did like the grip there and the way it feels in their hand. I absolutely understand that. Continuing on back there on the stock, you can see we have this portion here where you can add a sling to it. Additionally, you can use a rifle bag so that way you can steady yourself very easily if that's what you want to do. Also, a lot of people in the prone will like to make micro adjustments with their hand in the rear like that. That offers you a very easy way to do that. And then, of course, we have the standard Magpul butt plate at the rear. At this point in the video, I think we've covered most of the important details of the rifle that you guys need to know. A few other things that we need to cover before we close it out. Number one, this rifle was sent out to me by the folks at Ruger for this review. Just full disclosure on that one. We've had it in for a few months now. We've got it up over 800 rounds, all of that ammo coming from our friends over at Firearms Depot, which we definitely appreciate. And the reason I wanted to get that round count up relatively high, although it's not that high, we didn't clean it at all. We just oiled it when it came in, and we had one malfunction on there. But the reason I wanted to get it up relatively high, using 10 round mags, it takes a while, is because I've had a few 1022s in the past. This was years ago now. My last one probably 10 years ago. And they didn't run all that reliably at all, which is kind of the opposite of what you'd expect from 1022. When I did those videos years and years ago, people were like, I can't believe it, mine runs great and all this stuff. And I was like, well, mine doesn't, you know. Fast forward 10 years and this one showed up, and I wanted to make sure it would maintain that reliability through somewhat adverse conditions, being suppressed and not being cleaned and lubricated every range trip. And again, we had one malfunction. It was a failure to fire, which is pretty common with rimfire ammunition. Other than that, it's been absolutely reliable, which is exactly what I would like to see. And I'm glad to finally be able to report to you that I have a 1022 that runs as reliably as everyone else's. You know, I don't know what it is. I had bad luck with them and everyone else had great luck. But now I'm finally on the good luck train as well. Con to it, if you will. Depends how you look at it, maybe the actual price point on it. This particular model right here with the Magpul stock is going to have an MSRP of 649 units of measure. Of course, we can't say price on YouTube, but whatever the units of measure are where you live, that will be relative, of course, depending on where you are at. In America, roughly 649 units of measure is the MSRP. Street price, of course, you can knock about 15 to 20% off of that. And typically when they come in stock, I have been sharing these on all my social media as well as my email, and they've been selling out extremely quickly. So it seems to be a very popular model, and it seems that a lot of people out there rather don't mind the price point. But 1022, reliable, lightweight one like this, there are a lot of different use cases for it, whether it be pest control around the house, survival hunting, just practice. Again, there is a number of different uses. And again, it feels comically light when you hand it to people. They think you're handing them a pellet gun, but no, it is in fact a real 22 rifle that with a proven history that the Ruger 1022 has. So I think with that, guys, that's all I have for you. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can post them down below in the comments section. As always, if you are not following me on all my social media, I definitely recommend you do so, particularly over there on X/Twitter as well as Truth Social. To date, I haven't been heavily restricted on either one of those platforms, unlike all of the others. So definitely that is the best place to follow me if you're going to follow me on social media. If you guys have hit the subscribe button and you're not seeing 2 to 4 videos a week here on the channel, make sure you hit the notification bell because I'm putting them up every single week. If you've done both of those and you're still not seeing those, easy way to get around that is to sign up for the email at the website here on the screen. This will get you put on 2 different email lists. We have one email that goes out once a month, has all the videos since the previous month's email went out. So that way there's no big tech giant censoring your eyes from my content. And then we also have the daily deals email list that will go out every single day, as the name indicates. And basically, it has 8 to 10 of the best deals that we find around the internet. If the item, whatever it is, whether it be a rifle, optics, ammo, suppressor, other accessories, lights, lasers, all of those sorts of things, if the item is in the email on a given day, it's the cheapest I know of anywhere on the internet for that item because I've already done the price comparisons for you, and hopefully it saves you guys some money and some time as well. There's also a good meme in there that a lot of folks like, so if you guys are into memes, you can sign up just for that. And lastly, we have an SMS service. You can sign up for it at the website here on your screen, or you can text gear to the number here on your screen. That will get you signed up as well. Basically, it will go out at most once a day. It's definitely not spamming because I pay a lot of money for it, each one I send. But it either has one of two things. It either has a new video that we have dropped, once again, getting around that algorithm, or it has a really good deal that's very likely to sell out in a very short order. So that way it goes straight into your SMS inbox, and you don't have to wait on opening emails later in the day and things like that. So that's it. That's all I got for you all. Thank you all for watching. I truly appreciate it. I look forward to seeing everybody in the next video.